Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa and I am that doll collector. Thank you so much for choosing to watch today's video. Well, today is going to be a video that is all about the letter P. And that is the letter that was picked for this week for Best Friends Club that is hosted by Lori over at Reborn Huggles. So I hope that you will keep watching. This might be a little bit longer video tonight. I have several things to talk about that have to do with the letter P. So the very first thing that we're going to talk about is this little girl that I'm holding. We're going to talk about what she's wearing. She's wearing a pink onesie and a purple headband. She is also holding a pretty pony, or a My Little Pony, we should say. We'll find out about the difference a little bit later in the video. But this My Little Pony is a Pegasus pony, and she is pink. Her name is Heartthrob. But this little girl, her name is Ayla May, and she is a vintage doll. She is a Zaff Creations vintage doll from the probably mid to late 80s, I think is when excuse me, is when she was produced. But anyway, she's cute. And so talking about ponies, I had a pony as a little girl. He was a Shetland pony, and his name was Thriller. I purchased him from a man in our hometown that had a pony ring. He used to raise Shetland ponies to be trained to go around on his pony ring. And he would get hired to go to all of the different fairs and the events in the area. And so that's where I got Thriller from. Thriller was a naughty pony. Shetlands have a mean streak, let's just say. If they don't want to do something, they will do something naughty to try and get out of it, like buck you off or stop suddenly, try and pull you off with their teeth, grab your pant leg, try and pull you off. But he was fun. He was cute. I really liked watching him in the pasture with the other full-size horses. He would get to picking on them, he would turn and try and kick at them or try and bite at them, and they would pretty much kind of try and ignore him. He was so little he could almost go zip underneath some of the bigger horses in the pasture. So it was really funny seeing all the big horses and then this tiny little Shetland pony. But when I first brought Thriller home, he was halter broke, so I could lead him around, and then I did ride him from time to time. Like I was small enough, I would ride him, and he didn't really like that. He a lot of times he would be going along just fine, then all of a sudden he would put his head down and you would do a front flip off of the front of him and land on the ground, and then he would just proceed to stand there and eat grass. So yeah, he was something else. But Thriller was all black, and except for he had a white like diamond on his forehead. And the man that I got him from, his name was Denny. And one of the most memorable summers that I can remember was the summer when Denny asked me to help him with his pony ring. He asked me a couple times if I wanted to come along because he was having difficulty lifting some of the kids on and off the horses. And so I did. And so the first time he came to get me, it was on a Sunday. And I remember I wasn't anticipating it, but he insisted that we went to church first. So we did. We went to church. And then after that, we went to where the place where he was hired for the day, where the kids were going to be. And my job was to basically just help the kids on and off the ponies and make sure that they were behaving when they were on the ponies. And if they were scared, I would walk alongside of them because some of the kids were like Ayla's size. They were like little babies, but he had belts on the saddles, and you could stand next to him and kind of hold them. They just walked in a circle. They didn't do any faster trotting or anything. So um, it was really fun. I had a really fun time, and Denny was such a he was such a kind man. And the thing I always remember two things about Denny. One was he always kept a chew can, a tobacco can, in his pocket. And when he would take the first time he took it out, and I thought he was being funny. He said, "Do you want some?" And of course I said, "No. Why would I want any of that?" And he goes, "No, really, you should try some." And then he opened it up, and he had gum or lemon drop hard candies in it, and he always kept lemon drops in it. He had quit chewing years before, and so he always had some kind of candy in there. And I thought I'd never seen that before, anybody carrying lemon drops in their chew can, but Denny did. And then when he would eat his hamburger, he would put ketchup on it like some of us would, but he would spread it around with a potato chip, and then he would put the potato chip on top of the hamburger patty and then the bun on top and eat it with that crunch in it. And I always thought that was kind of different. I'd never seen anybody do that before, and I tried it and it was okay, but it's nothing that I would actually prefer to do every time. But anyway, yeah, it was really fun that summer that I helped him with his little pony ride. So anyway, so I have two girls in the living room, and we're going to talk more about ponies and the My Little Ponies and Pony Ring. So, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, everyone, so here we are out in the living room with these two cowgirls. Aren't they cute? I have my brand new addition here, the one in the over here in the blue. She doesn't have a name yet, but she's looking so cute in her cowboy hat there, and she has a pony on her t-shirt. You can see there. Looks like a Palomino pony. And next to her is her big sister Jennifer, and Jennifer is a Patty Play Pal doll, a vintage Patty Play Pal doll. And they're playing with their little ponies. They're pretending that they have a pony ring here. This baby bottle is the center of the pony ring, and they're just pretending that there's some make-believe poles that are coming out, and the ponies are going around in a circle. And they even have some Rainbow High Littles dolls positioned beside some of the ponies, as if they're going to get on their backs and ride the pony ring. So yes. And this pony over here, this is actually a vintage toy also. Actually, it is even older than these My Little Ponies. This is called a My Pretty Pony. So yes, this is a My Pretty Pony, and she is she was made by a company, Hasbro, and she's from 1981, and she did not come with this bandana. I made this for her, but she's unique. You can braid her hair or her mane and her tail, and she came with this plastic hat that's on her head, and on the front it says Romper Room. And if any of you are familiar with these My Pretty Ponies, they have a lever underneath their muzzle right here, and when you pull it, they wink their eye and their ears wiggle and their tails sway back and forth. So yeah, I used to have a lot of fun. I would do their mane and tail, braid different braids, and I had a lot of fun brushing them. And so yeah, so this actually was the original idea for these My Little Ponies. First they made the My Pretty Pony, and then from that they decided to make My Little Pony, make them smaller, make them different colors, add these little designs on their rumps. These are actually called cutie marks, is what they call them. And then off of their cutie marks, that determines what their names are. So like this has apples, and this one is called Applejack. So anyway, just kind of a little interesting fact about the My Little Pony, the My Pretty Pony. Some people call them My Pretty Ponies. Some people call them My Little Ponies. Well, there actually is a difference. This is My Little Pony, and this one here, this is the original My Pretty Pony. So anyway, one other thing I wanted to show you guys about these two girls standing in the back. To me, I think it's interesting looking at them side by side, and because this is a vintage doll and this is a doll brand new of today, you know. And just look at the difference. Like this vintage Patty Play Pal doll, I think looks more like has more of an older face, maybe more towards like a Barbie doll type look. It's interesting how through the years they've transitioned and made the doll, the doll faces look more youthful, more like a little kid. And that is what my new edition looks like. But they're beautiful. They're both beautiful dolls. They look really cute side by side. My Amazon Masterpiece doll here, she stands a little bit shorter than the Patty Play Pal. I think she's supposed to be like 32 inches tall, and I think Jennifer is like 34 inches, I want to say. And she's a little bit taller. But very cute. They look very cute next to each other. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed hearing all about the ponies, My Little Pony, My Pretty Pony, the pony ring, and seeing my Ayla dressed up in her pink and purple, and all the P words we played. They were playing with the pony ring. They were pretending. My Pretty Pony versus My Little Pony. Everything to do with the letter P. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I thank you so much for stopping by and helping to make my day a very happy Dolly day once again. And remember that happiness is a choice. And I love you all. And I hope to see each one of you in the next video. If I don't see you for the rest of this week and the weekend, have a wonderful weekend. And I will probably see you again next week. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Be kind to each other. I love you. Goodbye for now.